Hi everybody, my name is Adrian Gonzalez, and I decided to bring this TED Talk to you as a presentation, a live actual presentation and not through a slide. Not technologically savvy, but I'm doing my best here. So, my name is Adrian Gonzalez. Short introduction, I am a second year OIR student at the Hunter College Silberman School of Social Work, second year OIR student on the clinical track with working with individuals and families. I am currently employed with the Administration for Children's Services as a child protective specialist, but now working as an intern in parenting services. I co-facilitate parenting services as well as provide a cognitive behavioral therapy curriculum to dads and fathers, non-custodial fathers, who are mandated for parenting services. So the old age question here, transitioning from my title, is regards to children. And the question, well, or statement rather, is today's children are tomorrow's future. So when I talk about that, I think of as parents, as caretakers or step parents, or just family members being around for those kids. We have a big responsibility to take care of those children, to meet their needs, and ultimately keep them safe. We want our children to supersede us. We want them to be better than us. We want them to be upstanding, productive citizens in society. Okay? After all, today's children are tomorrow's future leaders, tomorrow's doctors, teachers, lawyers, attorneys, politicians, and even more, we're on the topic, social workers. But there are systems in place that help protect children, and that is Division of Child Protection, and pretty much one is found in each state or city or county. In cases where fathers are alleged for child abuse and neglect, there are times when there's enough information and evidence collected to support the finding. Then sometimes there are cases where these fathers have a case filed against them in family court, and now they are having an order of protection. They have to leave the home. Of course, it's for the protection of the children, right? But now they are doing these mandated services in order to see their children for visitation purposes, and to also just ultimately reunify. And some of these things that lead to, the displacement from the father leaving the home could be incidences with IPV, intimate partner violence, excessive corporal punishment, or substance use, things of that nature. It's all about the imminent safety of the child. And so then the true question is, now these dads, these fathers are now mandated for these services. The question is, do these services promote any change in parenting attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors? And the question that we really want to know is, do these services help prevent or put a stoppage to the recidivism rates, fathers entering the system, the court system, which can last for years, and then, they finally finish their services after some time, gain some competency when doing these services, and then, God forbid, they have a case, and now they're basically doing the same thing again. So we want to understand how these services promote change, and there's not too much research that I was able to find. It requires a lot of digging. But anyhow, I just want to kind of get into the benefits of what these parenting services have, are there for in terms of these parents, these fathers in particular. Based on Wilder research from October 2016, Wilder explained, several things regarding the benefits to parenting, particularly for fathers. Basically improving parental empowerment and competency, as I mentioned earlier, improving fathers' self-efficacy and competency and parenting satisfaction, resulting in positive changes in parenting attitudes. Also helps with their self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-mastery in their parenting. Increases positive parental practices, using positive language, effective and appropriate discipline, and developing healthy family routines. It also increases parental knowledge of child development and communication styles. Another thing also is increases social connections, provides social connections amongst other fathers within groups. That's one thing I've learned is support. Support is very, very big in these safe spaces, allowing these fathers to speak and talk and share and connect, using these connections to exchange parenting advice, providing emotional support, and share resources, which leads to more overall positive parenting and positive masculinity. Okay. It also improves the child's behavior. Children of parents who participate in these said services or mandated services demonstrate pro-social behaviors. And what I mean by pro-social behaviors, I mean behaviors of empathy, sharing, caring, compassion, things of that nature. Also improves the parent and child's interaction. Again, we revert back to the communication using positive language. It improves communication between child and father and better understanding the other family members and the dynamics of the family. Improves father's mental health and well-being. Sometimes these services kind of substitute almost as a form of therapy, a group therapy. Many experience short-term improvements in their mental health, and that can be associated with being assigned a social worker, a therapist, a workforce development specialist, so on and so forth. And also the main thing, another main bullet point, according to Wilder, is that it also decreases the use of corporal punishment and risk of child abuse. It helps fathers learn appropriate measures and alternatives to physical punishment and change fathers' mindsets of appropriate expectations of their children. Okay. Now, some of the things that I wanted to get into with the positive effects of having fathers in their lives are fathers and the emotional development that they create for their kids. Children look to their fathers to lay down the rules and lay down the law of the land, looking forward to having having that sense of security and attachment being provided on a physical and an emotional level. Studies have shown that fathers who are affectionate and supportive affect children's cognitive and social development, and it gives them a greater sense of well-being and self-confidence. Fathers setting the bar for relationship with others. That's another big thing. Having a father in a child's life, boy or girl, it all depends on how the way a dad treats his child. That can most likely influence the way how he or she may look at other people. Friends, lovers, spouses will be basically chosen based on how the child's perceive their relationship with their own father, and that will dictate how their children will relate to other people. To each one, to reach one, to teach one, right? Fathers and daughters. Okay, we'll get into fathers and daughters and the importance of having fathers and daughters. Young girls depend on their dads for security and emotional support and development, as a father would show his daughter what a good relationship would look like, or what a good partner would look like. If a father is valiant, she will then, kind of closely look at what type of partner she should be with based on the modeling her father provide her, right? And what kind of character her father brings. They would want to be with someone that's like their dad, fathers and sons, in terms of the benefits between fathers and sons. Boys will be boys, and boys model their father's behaviors, right? They continuously seek approval from their fathers at such a very young age. And, if a father is caring and treats people with respect, the young boy will grow up to do the same. Right? You've ever heard of the expression, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree? When that father is absent, young boys look to other male figures to kind of set the rules, and, as well as learning how to behave and survive in the world. So it's really important that, these children need their fathers. Lastly, studies have shown the effects of absent fathers in homes for boys and girls. It develops psychological effects on on children who have absent fathers. Some of those things would be mental health concerns such as depression, suicide, eating disorders, obesity, early sexual activity, risky criminal-like behaviors, addiction formation like substance use or alcohol abuse, and also having difficulty building, maintaining, and sustaining healthy long-term relationships. So I say that to say this, I'm in the journey of a parenting journey where I am working with ACS and as an emerging social worker or social work intern, coming from the field of child welfare. I've been facilitating parenting groups for the past 4 months now for non-custodial fathers and on a voluntary, involuntary basis. And I've come to learn the various avenues of support, knowledge building, learning from one another, all within a safe space, because this is a safe space. Lastly, I just wanted to mention that I'm going to be doing a capstone presentation for my agency and nearing graduation. What I like to do is I like to propose a fatherhood support group within ACS, within the agency. I want it to spread. Again, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of volunteering. I want to set the stage for dads because there is a lack of engagement when it comes to dads. People look at dads as deadbeats or, they're absent. They're not doing anything. There's no contact, but that's not the case. So we want to involve more dads in our work. Fathers are very important. They kind of set the stage, especially the fathers that are doing what they have to do. They set the stage for their children for tomorrow because at the end of the day, today's children are tomorrow's future. If you have any questions or comments, feelings or thoughts, definitely hit the comment section. And I appreciate your time and your ears for listening and hearing out. Take care.